Hello, my name is Whitney McMahon, and this is my presentation on achievement goals and goal structures. So, why do students feel motivated to learn? Can we do anything to help increase their motivation to learn? Are there any practices that we teachers can adopt to help our students' motivation and their engagement? Also, how can we create lifelong learners? These are really big questions that have been at the core of educational research for decades. When talking about student motivation, achievement goals and goal structures do help answer these questions. In this presentation, I will go over what are achievement goals, types of achievement goals, what the research says, and strategies for the classroom. So what are achievement goals? Well, Kaplan and others state that it is the reason and the motivation behind student academic behaviors, and it involves ways of thinking about their self, the task, and the outcomes. So what are these two types? They are mastery goals and performance goals. As Kaplan and others state, a mastery goal refers to a focus on the task at hand, and it really refers to their motivation, such as wanting to learn and understand the material. Students are really wanting to master the skills that are required for doing the task at hand, or they're wanting to improve over past performance on a similar task. This one is seen as more developing skills to become lifelong learners and wanting to learn for learning's sake, or what we would also call that intrinsic motivation. Performance goals, on the other hand, this one is going to focus more on extrinsic motivation, and it's really looking to others. We see performance goals, we call it looking at oneself, meaning that it is a judgment of self against others. So we're really focusing more specifically on our ability or our lack thereof of ability. Performance goals really want to achieve with little effort and show that they're able to do it. They compare themselves to others to determine how well they are doing when using these types of goals. So within these two achievement goals, we also have subcategories as well. And in mastery goals, we have mastery approach and mastery avoidance. Mastery approach is wanting to truly learn and understand the information. Learners really want to assimilate it and understand it on a very deep level. And then mastery avoidance is the fear of losing the knowledge or the skill over time. So think of somebody who plays basketball, and they continue to do shooting drills and dribbling drills because they don't want to lose those skills over time. It's that fear of losing the skill. And then also we have the same in performance. We have two subcategories as performance approach and performance avoidance. And in performance approach, it is this drive to do better than others. Like, for example, a student wants to make the highest grade on the test that's given. And so that is what is driving them is this idea of being the best. And then performance avoidance is not wanting to try because others might perceive you to be not as good as them, or you might not know the information. So for example, a student might not want to raise their hand in class for fear of getting the answer wrong. So what does the research say? So I looked at one in particular study, and that was done by Helen Patrick and Allison M. Ryan, and numerous studies have been done on achievement goals in teacher practices. And the one that I looked at here was a mixed method qualitative and quantitative research structure. And the studies sought to identify and provide examples of certain teacher practices that students do report as supporting a mastery goal-orientated classroom or environment. This study looked at 197 middle school students, and it specifically only focused on one content area in the math category. This was done to provide these specific examples of things that teachers do that students feel support them in their mastery goal development. Other studies have been done where they look at numerous content areas and they really wanted to focus on one, just so they could come up with these specific things that teachers do. The researchers used the PALS questionnaire method with a 5-point scale ranging from 1 being not true at all to 5 being very true, and had students fill out the questionnaires. Limitations of the study, do include that the researchers did not actually observe the teachers in the classroom. They only focused on reporting what was on the questionnaire from the students. Again, this was done to come up with examples. And by looking at the data, the study provides important information about creating and encouraging students to build a mastery goal outlook. So, what are some ways that teachers can build student mastery goals? As the research showed, these are some of these specific examples. It could be letting students retake a quiz or a test after doing poorly on it, giving them some extra time to learn the material and being able to retake it. It's also presenting material in a variety of ways. So, if there is a specific, sticking point that a student's not understanding an area, it's letting them get to experience that problem or example in many different ways until they do understand it. It's also maintaining patience with them as via our demeanor as we continue to help them. And really also a big one was showing care for that student struggle. We use our humor, we are enthusiastic with them, and we recognize their persistence. We verbally tell them and show them how much we see their persistence and dedication wanting to learn this. And conversely, what are some ways that teachers can undermine student mastery goals? Well, the research also showed this as well. It showed that appearing unkind or unfriendly, disinterested in the student, annoyed by these things the students picked up on. And also, if a teacher was rushing through the content, not wanting to take time to explain different ideas in different ways, these things students picked up on and showed conveyed a sense of disinterest to the student. So I hope that this has helped explain achievement goals and goal structures, and some specific examples of things that we can do in the classroom in order to build up these different goal structures in our students and help them in becoming lifelong learners and cultivating a mastery goal approach in our classrooms. Thank you.